You must have seen many images on the internet that look very disturbing and mysterious. And whenever I see such images, a question comes to my mind. Who actually took these images? What is the context behind them? And where did they originate from? So today, I'm gonna tell you the context and origin behind some of these images. So let's begin. Russian sleep experiment. If you are part of the online horror community, then you must have heard about the Russian sleep experiment at least once, and you must have also seen these two images that are associated with this story. In the past few years, the Russian sleep experiment story became very popular, and many people saw these two pictures, but a lot of people still don't know when and who uploaded these pictures and whether they are actually real. For those who don't know about the Russian sleep experiment, according to the story, during World War II, some researchers from the Soviet Union put 5 war prisoners inside a cell. Then they exposed them to a stimulant gas, because of which they wouldn't feel sleepy at all. The researchers wanted to see what would happen to their brains if they were not allowed to sleep for 30 days. But when the prisoners were checked after 15 days, it was discovered that they had gone completely insane. They were injuring themselves, and some of them were even eating their own flesh. Not sleeping for so many days and the stimulant gas had a very bad effect on their minds. But still, those prisoners had become so addicted to the gas that they didn't want to leave the chamber. And as per the story, after a few days, all 5 test subjects died. This story was first uploaded on a website called Creepypasta in 2010. But some people say the story is even older than that, and since 2010, these two images have been used in the context of this story. In the first picture, a man is shown whose body condition looks extremely bad, and he's staring at the camera with a very disturbing smile. According to the story, he is one of those 5 prisoners on whom the sleep experiment was performed. In the second image, we can see a group of men wearing different types of gas masks portrayed as Russian scientists. Actually, the story is quite interesting, but not real, and the same thing goes for these pictures. If we look at the first picture, at first glance it may look like a real human, but if we remove the black and white filter, you will realize that it's not a war prisoner, but some kind of sculpture or decoration. And if you research a bit more, you'll find out that this decoration was made in 2005 by a Halloween decoration company called Morbid Enterprises for Halloween decor. Because of the terrifying looks of this sculpture, people thought it was a perfect image for the Russian sleep experiment story. As for the second picture, it was actually taken in 1917. These are not Russian scientists, but soldiers from World War I wearing gas masks because poisonous gases were released during the war. People simply combined these two pictures to explain the Russian sleep experiment. Shadow Woman. This image also gained a lot of popularity on the internet because of its eerie and mysterious nature. In the image, 2 small children are looking down from a window. The little girl is smiling innocently, but the boy beside her is looking at the camera with a very emotionless expression. Disturbingly, behind them stands a black shadow figure of a woman, and for some reason, only her eyes are visible. For most people, the lighting in the image didn't make sense. The woman is standing very close to the window and there is a strong light source, yet her body is not visible. All we can see is a creepy shadow and a pair of eyes. That's why people started calling it a cursed image. Some people posted it on Reddit to find out its context and origin. Many users linked it to Tales of Tokyo, a Japanese horror show that aired between 2003 and 2005. But after researching, I found that there is no such scene in that show. Actually, the image is taken from a Japanese horror short film called Only Two of Us, released in 2005. In this short film, a high school teacher and her students get trapped in a series of paranormal events. In one scene, a girl is walking past an apartment and sees some children inside, and she waves at them. A few seconds later, a shadow appears behind the children. Someone took a screenshot from that scene. And here's a funny thing, in the original scene, the woman doesn't even have visible eyes. Someone intentionally edited eyes onto the shadow to make it look more terrifying. Since many people didn't know about this Japanese horror short film, they believed it was a real image. But now you know the truth. The Rake. I am 100% sure that if you clicked on this video, you must have seen this image at least once. Most people use it in horror video thumbnails. But the question is this creature actually real? And what is the origin of this image? The creature shown in this picture is called the Rake. This image was uploaded in 2005 on an online forum called 4chan, where people claimed they had seen a mysterious creature in the woods. Its body was pale, it had very long arms and legs, and it attacked anyone who came near it. This was the photo they shared. On the right side of the screen, in a dense forest, a weird creature with glowing eyes can be seen. Since the picture was first uploaded in 2005, it looked quite realistic for that time, and people genuinely believed such a creature existed. But actually, it was just an advertisement or marketing campaign for the game Resistance 3. In that game, there was also a creature called the Grim, which looks very similar, so the image was deliberately created to build hype for the game. The photo looked so realistic that people couldn't believe it was fake. Later, the image was analyzed using software, and it was discovered that it had been edited in Photoshop. When compared with a real image, you can clearly see a blur effect on the rake's photo that is not present in the real one. But by the time people found out the truth, many stories had already been created around it, claiming it was a real creature that attacks people. It was just made-up content for creepypasta. SmileDog.jpg, or simply called SmileDog, is another creepypasta. According to the story, SmileDog is a supernatural entity. Whoever sees its image suffers terrible nightmares and eventually goes insane. To escape this entity, when someone gets nightmares, they must send the dog's photo to other people. But if they ignore it and don't share the photo, the dog appears in its full form and gives even worse nightmares. Honestly, this story might scare a 7 to 8-year-old kid, not 17 to 18-year-old guys. The story itself isn't that special, but the two images are actually creepy. And here's something interesting. While researching how these images were made, I found that everyone knows how the second image was created, but no one knows who made or first uploaded the original first image. As for the second image, it was created from a normal dog picture. You might think I'm talking nonsense because nothing seems to match, but actually the whole image is heavily edited. The head, neck, and background were edited separately and then compiled into one picture. People even found the same looking background image. The teeth you see were also edited from another source and made to look terrifying. And if you still don't believe it, there is a YouTuber who recreated the entire image using the same base image. And that's today's video. I hope you liked it. If you did, let me know in the comments, and if you want to see part 2 of this video, tell me in the comments as well. I'll meet you in another video. Until then, bye, and don't forget to subscribe.